back to my channel, She Read That. Today, as the title implies, I will be discussing the books that we read in September. September, it was a busy month for me. I did get married, but I still gave y'all 6 books. I read 6 books. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So I'm going to use my handy dandy computer to help keep me on track as we go through these books. The first book that I want to talk about is The Coldest Secret Ever. Yes, this book is by India Ray. This is a book club read for BBD, so shout out to them for picking this book. And I gave this book 5 stars. Did not think it would get 5 stars, but she got it. Well deserved. Good job, India. This is a urban fiction, suspense. It's African American, and it was published in May of 2022. So this is for my baby readers. We're coming in at 198 pages, which is perfect. If you want to take part in the audio version, it's only 3 hours. So what? That's a quick road trip. That's maybe some cleaning on a Saturday. You definitely can get this book finished within a day. So give it a try. If you're thinking about reading this book, well, first, let me tell you a little bit about it. Not too much, because we will do a separate review for this book. So my thoughts at the beginning of this book, I was totally thrown off. Just because I wasn't sure. I mean, I guess that's with all books. I didn't know how everything was going to fall down. But we have a young, married, and successful Black couple. And they also have a daughter, which she's probably like in late elementary school, something like that. Not a baby, but like a daughter, but not like old enough to be staying at home by herself. Let's just say that. So this woman in the relationship, the wife, she appears to have it all. Successful career, she has money, they have everything, that she could ask for. And her husband, he also is successful, and I think he's mostly the breadwinner, and he's supplying these things. And the whole time at the beginning of the book, the wife is like, it's not enough. I'm still not happy. I have some things going on. So I was like, well, what's going on, girl? And things start to get tricky. It seems as though somebody is trying to sabotage this family, and the husband is blaming the wife, and the wife says that she has a long lost twin sister. And I'm like, well, here we go. This must be what's going on. So it's a long lost twin sister, and you have to read this book to figure out how the pieces come together, because it's not gonna be what you think. But we'll talk about that more in my 5-star review. If you do want to pick up this book, I would recommend, so I did some research, and if you have Kindle Unlimited, that would be the first place that I would go. And if not, then you can get it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble for $12.99, a paperback. So that's what I would recommend for purchasing this book. The next book I want to talk about, hey, it's a series of 3 books, and I read all 3 of them. I can't believe it, but I did it, y'all. The first book in the Potomac Falls series is Something Blue. I had mentioned in one of my other blogs, I think the video right before this video, how I just been in wedding season. I just been wanting all the weddings. Give me the good, the bad, everything. I just been consuming a lot of books that surrounded by a wedding. And I don't know if because I was getting married and I got married and now I still want to read about it. I don't know what that's about, girl, but that's what I've been into. And this book, Something Blue, and we spelling blue, B-L-E-U, it gave 5 stars. Baby readers, this one is for you. This is only 68 pages. I'm talking about a Saturday morning. Get your morning cup of coffee, grab this book, and buckle up. This was a 5-star read. I'm going to read the synopsis. It was published in May of 2022, and you can also get this on audio as well if you want to do some cleaning or something and just want to listen. You can't quite sit down and consume an entire 68 pages. Girl. Thoughts. So the synopsis of this book, it was one kiss 8 years ago that changed everything. A kiss so unforgettable that the memory still plays in Amani Lavender's mind to this day. And then came a disaster that tore hearts to shred, causing her to put miles in between herself, her hometown of Potomac Falls. When she finds herself traveling home for her sister's wedding, it was a wedding weekend that she would never imagine she'd lay eyes on Dallas Blue Alexander again. That is until a spilled caramel latte on a Friday plunges her right into the arms of the one man she thought she'd never see again. Blue only ever meant to be a teenage Blue. Can I read? I can read, y'all. I just have problems reading out loud, so please bear with me. Blue was only ever meant to be a teenage crush, but the way his body engulfs her reminds her that it could be so much more. Amani finds herself having to deal with years of unsolved feelings in one 22-hour weekend while ensuring her sister makes it down the aisle. Now, I forgot that this is what the book was supposed to be about because that last paragraph took your girl out, took me out, literally. So then we go to book number 2, and this book was published, I guess, a little later, so June, the next month, and it's African American romance, and so we're still talking about the wedding, and it is called Something Borrowed. It's Potomac Falls book 2. This book is 98 pages, so we got a little more still. I'm thinking like a Sunday evening wind down. You can get into this because I too gave this one 5 stars. I was like, oh my God, is this entire series going to be 5 stars? Because here's a synopsis, because let's just give this whole series another video of its own. There was an era in time when Janine Lavender, believed in love, passion, and sex. As a 40-something widow, she long buried those beliefs with her late husband. While on a weekend getaway with her sister and friends, she locks eyes with a young, handsome musician across a crowded bar. An innocent conversation and a little harmless flirting soon spiraled into a passion-filled one-night stand. But what happens when she wakes up the next morning and wanting more? Undoubtedly, the drinks the night before allowed her body to thaw in the sensual touch of a young man young enough to be her son. That's disgusting. Or could there be a deeper connection? So that's the synopsis of book number 2. So then we have book 3, the last book in the series, Something New, Potomac Falls book 3. I gave this one 4 stars. I wanted so bad for the entire series to be 5 stars, but it was not. This book was published in July. So we got May, June, July. The books came out in 2022. And this book is 124 pages. So I could very well see you getting through this entire series in a weekend, baby readers. So you should give it a try. I would pick this book up on Kindle Unlimited because it's not available on the other platforms. Well, I couldn't find it. If you find it, let me know. Leave me a message in the comments because maybe my research is not up to par. So here are my thoughts. The first 2 books, fire. Just fire. But unfortunately, the author did fall short on that last book. I was looking for that last book to leave my mouth wide open, just like the other 2 books. And we did not do that. And I was sad about that. I ain't gonna even hold you. I want this book to give me some type of like 1-2 punch, just really kind of knock me off kilter. But all I'm gonna say is one of these 3 women goes to the upper room. Is it Imani Lavender? Is it Issa Lavender? Or maybe it's Janine Lavender? You gotta read this series to find out. The next book that I wanna talk about is Before I Let Go. Y'all, this is my top 2. This is one of my top 2 books. And she's going neck and neck with another book. And I just can't decide which one is number 1 as of right now. Not gonna go into it. I'll leave a link for it. I give a whole video for this book because it's that good. 5 stars. And my book club, shout out to the Chapter Chicks. We read this and it was such a pleasure to be able to share this book with other women because it really holds a special place in my heart. And I just want everybody to read it. I really do. I want everybody to. The next book, the last book that we have for this month is, y'all know Jeezy the Snowman? Well, he wrote a book, Adversity for Sale, You Gotta Believe. And I did give this autobiography 4 stars. It was published in August of this year, 2023. And I would recommend that you buy this book on, let's see, Kindle Unlimited, because you pay a monthly subscription of $11.99 and it's the cheapest place that you can get this book right now. I did see on the internet that it is not available in paperback yet. It's only in hardback, so that's why we have the expensive book prices. But check it out. Jeezy says, I always tell people, I can't do his voice, but just imagine this is him talking. I always tell people when you're feeling stressed out, lost, overwhelmed, you're better off taking a small step in any direction rather than sitting there and not doing anything because you're paralyzed by your insecurities, uncertainty, and fear. Did I sound like Young Jeezy? Or Jeezy? He's not Young Jeezy no more, Jeezy. Did I sound like him? Let me know. I was trying to NSYNC. Here are my thoughts about this book. So I did learn about this book from my good friends on Instagram. And the young lady, she just really gave the book, I think she may have gave it 3 stars, maybe 2.5, something like that. And I was like, what? Not Jeezy the Snowman. What? But I was gonna pass. I wasn't gonna read this book, but I did decide to give it a try because it wasn't even in my TBR for this past month. But I decided to give it a quick look because I said, push come to shove, I can read a couple of chapters and then I could decide, oh yeah, it is trash, and put it away. But I didn't want to write my man off like that. But when I got into it, I drank that book right up. Sure did. In college, so Jeezy, he came up in the, like right after the crunk music era, and by that time I was in college. So, you know, I would always see the college, the young men in college, they would go completely up for Jeezy, and I never understood it. All I understood is that there were some catchy hooks, and I liked the beat. I didn't know what Jeezy was talking about. That wasn't my life. Not the past, the present, or the future. I ain't know nothing about that. But I liked his music. It was catchy. I was entertained. And it just made me just really want to read this book. So I did, and I enjoyed it. I really did. 4 stars, like I said. We got some flashbacks on some of his biggest hits, like how they came to fruition. Really enjoyed that, because I'm like, oh, okay. Especially being older now and just kind of understanding that, you know, him really just laying out, hey, I didn't just rise to the top quickly. Like, I had to do some things. I had to go back, to go forward, to go all the way back and take a few more steps forward. He just really was like putting it out there what he did to an extent, because Jeezy was a real street dude. He even mentioned briefly about his involvement with BMF, or how he was close to Big Meech. Not sure if that's how you say it, but how he was close to him, and you know, some of the things that they did. What I really wanted, what have really took this book over the top, is if he would have went into detail with some of those stories, because he also mentions about his relationship with Jay-Z. Jay-Z was like the president or some type of big name in the record label that he was involved with, and so he talked about his relationship with Jay, and I wanted to know more about that because he didn't go deep into that. And then he also mentioned about the big hip hop rivalry between him and Gucci Mane, to the point where they were doing they did a versus in 2020. And I wanted to know more about that, because I remember the hype of, oh my God, they're gonna do a versus, blah, 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 blah. But I didn't realize the real beef that was behind this. I just knew it was beef. So reading the book and understanding it, man, I was bumping Jeezy that entire week, because I was like, okay, all right, so he's really that dude. He really doing the stuff that he talking about in his music. Not condoning that, but he's really real. So if I could give any feedback, I would say that I do agree with my Bookstagram friend that he could have given us more detail about his stories, but because they were good. They were very good, but they were unfinished and they had some missing pieces. But I think once the statute of limitation is up, we should get like another edition of this book. Let's get into the mess, Jeezy. Come on now, let's get it. Ain't that what you say? Let's get it. If you've made it this far in this video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this content with another fellow baby reader. And until next time, bye.